Hi guys. Oh my gosh, I have some stories to tell you. As most of you know, I graduated high school, which is so crazy to me. I'm graduated, I no longer go to that school. Therefore, I'm finally allowed to tell you these stories that I've been waiting to tell for so long. I already know these stories are gonna get me heated. Anyways, I did get a little bit of footage from graduation, so I'll put that in just a second. But before we get into that, I just want to say shout out to Raycon for being the sponsor of today's video. Alright, so if you guys don't know what Raycon is, they have earbuds that are half the price of any other audio brands. They have up to 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, they have more bass, they have a really compact design for a perfect fit. So they're wireless earbuds that come in a bunch of different colors. I have the black ones. I actually have another pair, they just sent me another one, so shout out to them. The other ones that I have are rose gold. They look like this. There's that. They fit super nicely in your ears. They're so discreet, like you would never know. They also have a 45-day free return policy, which is super nice. So if you don't end up liking them, no issues. You can just return them for free. And also, people like Snoop Dogg are obsessed with them. Raycon earbuds are really good to take while traveling because they're so discreet and easy to carry around. I've also worked out with them before and they stay in my ears perfectly. I also edit a ton, obviously, and so I always use my Raycon earbuds. But yeah, if you guys are interested, make sure to go to buyraycon.com/OliviaSummersill for 15% off.
Olivia Summersill.
Yeah! Congratulations to the class of 2021. Please move your tassels from the right to the left. Graduating class of 2021.
Alright, now on to the stories. So I'm gonna give a little bit of backstory. I started my YouTube channel my freshman year of high school. So I mean, it's been a while. Being a YouTuber in high school is really tough, I'm not gonna lie, because people feel like it's something that people aren't necessarily expecting. You know, there's other social medias that are, I guess, more normal. My videos would get played in class all the time. Like, people would like crowd around one singular Chromebook and just like blast my videos while I was in the same class. I feel like anyone's embarrassed to watch themselves. It's very awkward. I mean, I do put content out there, like it is public, obviously, like anybody can watch my stuff, but watching people's live reactions to it is so scary. That first month that I had my YouTube channel kind of sucked, but again, last month of school, nothing really happened. There was not a lot of people that knew about it at the time. And then sophomore year came. I had about 10K, I think, going into my sophomore year. I started getting into more like school related content, as you guys know, like the school vlogs and stuff. I can even put in the clip that got me in trouble for the first time. I think I titled it like an average day in high school or something like that. It was literally just a normal day, but there is some explanation that is required. I basically had filmed that day, and in one of my classes, it was my chemistry class. My class was filled with both sophomores, juniors, and seniors, because you can take chemistry any year. I don't think it matters. So there was like mostly juniors and seniors in my chemistry class. And the day that I filmed, there was a junior and senior assembly. It was like a drunk driving type of assembly that, you know, only people who had their license had to go to. So the juniors and seniors in my chemistry class were not there that day.
We're in a cooking class because there's a funeral going on.
Not a real funeral.
Every 15 minutes someone dies in a car accident, and we had this big old scene. It was for juniors and seniors because they're the one that drives.
They have like this awareness thing, and so we don't have to do chemistry today. Actually, we do have to do it, but I'm not going to. Yeah. We have to annotate this packet. And so obviously my teacher didn't want to continue teaching whatever she was teaching because half the class wasn't there. So like, why would you purposely move on and then have all those people fall behind? You know, it's common sense. So instead, she had us go to the cooking class to kind of see what other electives were like, which personally I see no problem with. We were still doing work in that class. We had packets. I think I literally showed them in the video too. We had packets that we were supposed to work on. I mean, the packets we could just do for homework. So I think most kids in that class were kind of just messing around, and that's where the issue comes in. So I filmed this, first of all, being in a different classroom, and second of all, not really doing chemistry related stuff. And honestly, I didn't think anything of it because I would never purposely try and get one of my teachers in trouble. A few days go by after the video is posted, and my chemistry teacher comes up to me and basically just asks me to not film her anymore. She was also telling me that she had been talked to by the principal and was getting in trouble. I was basically told by my chemistry teacher that she got in trouble for, you know, not teaching our class that day or whatever. Apparently she was told that I was portraying the school in a bad way. I was literally just filming a normal day in my life, so I don't know how I was portraying the school in a bad way. I was fine with that. I didn't film her anymore. I just kept hearing rumors from people and like other teachers that they had a board meeting where they watched that specific video, so every single teacher at that school basically knew who I was. I guess I was kind of just put on watch to see what else I was gonna post. Even though I wasn't purposely portraying the school in a bad way. Like, I literally just posted a day in my life and you guys loved it. And so I wanted to keep posting stuff like that. I was never talked to by the principal directly. I had just heard that she was saying stuff about me, and I was like, okay, well, unless you talk to me, like, I don't know if there's anything wrong. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Unless I'm like directly talked to, I was just gonna forget about it. The thing that makes me think that the board meeting thing is true is the fact that I would walk into like some random classrooms or something if I needed like a paper for a club or something, and I'd introduce myself and some teachers would be like, oh yeah, I know who you are. Like, they would basically, they would just straight up say that they already knew who I was, and I was like, okay, that's kind of weird because I don't know who you are, but a bunch of teachers knew who I was, which is really awkward, and I hate having that much attention on me. But that was pretty much it. Sophomore year, it was really just my chemistry teacher getting in trouble. I think I also filmed my math teacher, but they were both so supportive of me, which I love. And I hate the fact that they got in trouble for that because they both like wanted to be in my video, and they were just so supportive of me. I actually remember one time in my math class, I was about to hit 30K, and my teacher like stopped the class and let everybody crowd around my Chromebook, and we all watched my sub count go up to 30K. And that's like one of my favorite high school memories. Next year, junior year, my YouTube channel was pretty big, I'm not gonna lie. Like, junior year was like the big year. Everybody knew about it at this point. All the teachers, a lot of the students did. It had gotten to the point where like people at school had asked me for pictures with me, which I thought was so weird. I was like, whoa, I don't even know. I remember walking around at lunch one time and these two girls asked for a picture, and it scares me at school because I feel like I don't know if people are being serious or not. Some people would just be annoying about it. I remember walking around one time and I was just trying to go to lunch. I was by myself just trying to go eat my lunch, and these two girls were like, oh my gosh, that's Olivia Somersill, like, should we ask for an autograph? Like, okay, I'm just trying to go eat my lunch. You don't need to be weird. Not saying that asking for an autograph would be weird, but it's just the fact, like, I know they were making fun of me, which, whatever. I'm gonna go eat my lunch in peace, thank you. Anyways, junior year. First thing I heard going into junior year was there was a rumor that I was getting sued by the school because of my videos. I never really got any information on what happened with that rumor. It wasn't true. I was never sued, and there was no reason for me to be sued. I thought that was so weird. I heard from multiple people, they were like, are you getting sued? Like, no, I'm not getting sued. I don't know who started that. I don't know where that came from. I think it was also junior year when all of the signs in the classrooms went up. Dude, I'm out of breath. I haven't like talked to anybody today. But there's pieces of paper in every classroom that basically say you cannot audio or video record anybody under like whatever rule it is. A lot of people also thought that that was my fault, and I think definitely I had something to do with it. But I also heard from one of my teachers, I can't like specify anybody because I don't want them to get in trouble if this video does get to the school, which it probably will. So, hey. Okay, so actually I don't think I'm like legally allowed to talk about the other reason. I was editing and I watched it and I thought about it, and I probably shouldn't put it in the video, but just know that I'm probably not the only reason that those signs are there. Just wanted to clarify that. Anyways, sorry I can't tell you guys. It's just, I don't want to get in actual trouble. So I think it was a combination of that, and then also the fact that I was filming videos. So I just wanted everybody to be careful. And so I was super careful my junior year. I would ask to make sure it was okay for them to be in the video. Junior year I filmed some more, and I don't think anything happened my junior year that got me in trouble. I think my junior year was honestly pretty chill. I don't even know. I have some other stories about teachers, but I don't think I'm gonna say them because it's not really YouTube related, but I was just treated very weirdly by a teacher. I'm on good terms with her now, so I probably shouldn't say anything. I'm just gonna move on, pretend I never said that. Senior year. This is where I'm gonna get heated because I think it's not even heated. I think it's just so funny. So this was one of the recent videos actually. I posted my first day back in person my senior year because I was doing online most of the year. You guys know that. And so obviously when I went back in person for the first day, I wanted to record it because that's just like, that's a big thing. You know, after being online for a while, I obviously wanted to be able to film it. Everybody that I filmed in that video had permission to be in the video, and I literally think it was just my piano teacher, and she was so excited to be in the video. I didn't really show any like specifics of the school. I didn't specify any of my other teachers. I edited the whole video, watched it, made sure it was totally fine to upload, and posted it. And it was totally fine. A few days later, I'm in my second period class, I'm taking a test, and all of a sudden from the door, I just hear, is Olivia Somersill here today? I didn't even think anything of it because first of all, I hadn't been on campus in so long. Why would I be getting in trouble? I go outside and it's my counselor, and I'm like, okay, like maybe it's about like my grades. I don't even know. I mean, my grades are fine. I don't know why it would be about my grades. But he basically just tells me, so I got an email from one of your teachers, I can't specify who, but they basically just want you to filter the comments on your recent school video. And I'm sitting there, I'm so confused. I'm like, what does filter my comments mean? Because like I didn't see a need to filter my comments, and so I asked him, I'm like, what do you mean filter my comments? And even he seemed super confused. He was like, honestly, I don't know. I just want you to go through your comments, make sure there's nothing like bad being said about anybody, which there wasn't. There was no bad comments on that video. You guys really seem to like that video. So I was like, okay, like I'll watch it, but there's nothing bad on that video. And he's like, yeah, just pay attention to it, I guess. And then that was all he said. And I thought everything was fine. So I go back into the class, I'm just confused. I'm like, okay, which teacher would have complained? And I had an idea of who it was in my head. I just did. I had a feeling. And so I texted my friends. Honestly, I don't know if I could find the text messages. I don't know if anybody saved it. No, okay, I don't have the messages. It was just on Snapchat. But I basically texted and I was like, yo guys, I just got called out of class. I bet you it's blah blah blah. Like I bet you it's this teacher. So after my counselor talked to me, that was it for that day. Thought it was all over. I was just like, okay, I guess I'll watch the comments, whatever that means. And then the next day I go to school. I'm in my first period class, just playing the piano, whatever. And then another person comes in the classroom and is like, I need to talk to Olivia Somersill, we need her in the office. And this time I'm kind of nervous because last time I was just kind of called out of class and like we were in the hallway, not the hallway, just outside. We don't have hallways, just like outside the classroom, which first of all was really awkward because I know everybody in the class could hear what I was talking about because it was dead silent in there. The door was open, kind of awkward. But I get called out of my first period and this guy's like, all right, we need to go to the office. I'm kind of freaking out at this point because after I got called out of class the day before, I had gone home and streamed on Twitch and told them everything that happened. So I thought that the school had somehow found my Twitch and somebody watched the stream and like got me in trouble for telling the story. The guy walking me to the office was being so passive aggressive to me. Also, he was like, we've been in school for 2 weeks, how are you already in trouble? And I literally told him, I was like, it's not like that. Like it's social media stuff. Like they're mad for no reason. So I walk into the office, I talk to somebody I've never met before. He basically asks if I was talked to yesterday and if I understood the severity of the situation. And I was just like, I was just told to filter my comments. I was trying not to cry also because I hate being confronted like that because I'm like, I don't know what I did wrong. But he was trying to tell me the severity of the situation. He's like, you can't be filming at the school anymore. I'm like, okay, like okay. We have like a month left to school, like that's fine. But then he proceeded to say that I couldn't film school content, like school related content. And that's when I was like, what do you mean I can't film school related content? Like you can't tell me what I can and can't film at home. Okay, sorry it's so dark in here, but I literally forgot like one of the most important parts of this story. He also told me that I wasn't allowed to talk about this conversation. Here I am talking about it, but that is why I couldn't really mention anything for the rest of the school year because he was like, also, I need to make it clear to you that you cannot talk about this conversation. Yeah, okay, buddy. Anyways, I had to add that in because I cannot believe I forgot to say that. And so this is when I was kind of getting upset because I'm like, how are you gonna tell me that I can't understand not filming on campus anymore? The clip that apparently got this certain teacher mad was filmed in the school parking lot. Regardless whether I was in the school parking lot or not, I wasn't filming anybody and I wasn't filming in the school necessarily, so I really don't see the problem with that. Anyways, I was told not to film any more school content, blah 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 blah. That was really the only thing that happened confrontation wise. I was told I shouldn't film graduation, did that anyways. I don't think I filmed on campus anymore. I was going to, and then my mom said no because she didn't want me to get in trouble. I didn't know what they were gonna do. I didn't know if they were gonna suspend me or like not let me graduate or something, but I wasn't gonna risk it. Anyways, I go into my third period class. Here's the thing that made this specific teacher mad in my video. I was in my car after school and I was basically describing my day. I was describing all my classes. I was explaining how I felt in each one, whatever. And I remember saying, I could even put the clip in, I said something along the lines of like, my third period, so boring. We did nothing but talk about the homework for 55 minutes. Like she really talks about nothing relevant. Like we're not doing anything in the class because we literally aren't. My third period sucks. Hate that class. My teacher straight up just talks for too long about nothing relevant. I mean, it definitely is relevant to like the class, but it's just nothing important. Like we don't really do assignments. Like she was just going over the homework for 55 minutes. So the only assignments that she had us do were like 5-question things on like whatever. Just for some extra context, I slept through this class almost every single day when I was doing online because it was so irrelevant to the point that I could sleep through the whole thing and still not miss an assignment. All I had to do was look up the answers because every assignment that she gave, the answers were online. GG. I learned absolutely nothing in that class because we didn't do assignments. She would just talk the entire class and it's like, okay, at some point you need to shut up and give me an assignment because I'm not learning anything. I didn't say it that rudely in that video. I was just basically saying we don't do anything in the class. It's boring. I called her class boring. Anybody see an issue with that? because school is boring. Classes are boring. Anyway, so I go into my 3rd period class. I'm sitting in the corner of the classroom, and the way that this classroom was set up, it's like if I'm facing this way, my teacher's like behind me sitting at her desk, so I like can't even see her. We have like an Apple TV in front of like everybody, and she puts the homework up there, and she goes, today I'm not going to talk about the homework for 55 minutes because apparently some people find that boring. I'm sitting there like I just got subtweeted in real life. I'm just sitting there like with my mask on, just like smiling, trying so hard not to laugh, because I'm like, there's no way it's actually her. This was the teacher that I guessed that it was, and I was like, there's no way it's actually her. There's no way she just called me out in class. I mean, she didn't say my name or anything, but there's no way she just like said that in class. I was like, there's no way you're offended about me calling your class boring. So I was just sitting there in complete shock. I remember that class period feeling so long because I just wanted to get out and like tweet something, tell my friends everything, and I'll put the tweets on the screen that happened that exact day. I was just so surprised. I was like, there's no way that you're so upset about me calling your class boring that you email my counselor, and then after he talks to me, you're still not happy with whatever, and so you're gonna get me called to the office again and tell me I can't film any more school related content. I guarantee all the 30 kids that you have in your class would say the exact same thing as me. She was literally only upset because it was true. I guarantee it, because I actually told, I'm not gonna specify, told another one of my teachers the whole story, and she was like, there's no way she's mad about that. And that teacher had told me, she was like, I guarantee she's only mad because it's true. If someone said that about me, I wouldn't even be offended because school is boring. And I completely agreed with her. If you know that you're a good teacher, like, you're not gonna be offended if somebody calls your class boring because, oh well, like, I guarantee other people like it. That's just how it is. But to be so upset that you're trying to literally ruin my content. School related content is like a lot of what I do. So how are you gonna try to tell me that I can't post that anymore? Anyways, that had me very upset. You're so petty for what? She made the situation so much bigger than I needed to be. Wasted so much of my time, wasted so much of my counselor's time. Like, I'm gonna talk about you anyways. She literally made it worse for herself because now it's a story for me to tell on YouTube. I stopped going to her class after that just because she was being so weird to me. She would refuse to make eye contact with me in class, which I thought was so interesting. I just started doing online again at the end of the year because I really, going to school was just such a hassle and I didn't want to do it anymore. It's just so crazy to me how much of an overreaction it was. And the fact that if I could have filmed at school again, like, it really, I don't know what kind of trouble I would have been in. Yeah, that's what went down. So at the same time, I had so many supportive people there for me. One of my teachers also was willing to go to the school board and make sure that I was allowed to film graduation. I didn't let her do it because from my point of view, if she were to go ask for permission for me to film and they said no, then it's an issue if I film. But if she doesn't ask and I film anyways, then there's no issue, you know? I don't know, but I thought that was so nice of her to just be so supportive of me, making sure that I was all right. And she'd tell me every day, she's like, if you don't want to go to that class, you can stay in my class instead. Shout out to you. If she's watching this, she knows exactly who she is. I don't want to get anyone in trouble. But that's what I had to deal with in high school. Just a lot of like me being in trouble for no reason and rumors. I also have some questions from Instagram that I asked you guys about in case there's any other like high school advice that you guys wanted. So that's going to be the last part of this video. First, I'm going to go over my college stuff again just in case nobody heard about that. I'm going to Boise State. It's in Idaho. I'm majoring in psychology and I don't really have like a reason to be majoring in psychology. I was originally going to do business, but I feel like if I really wanted to do business, I could just kind of take the classes on my own. But psychology is something that I'm really interested in. I don't want to go into too much detail, but there's stuff in my life that's happened that makes me want to learn more about it. And I don't really have an idea of what I want to do after college. It really just depends on where social media is in 4 years, but I think some sort of therapy would be kind of cool, potentially. Advice for the freshmen. I can't speak for everybody, but there's a really good chance that the friends that you go into high school with are not going to be the ones that you go out with. My best friends right now, Justin, Jill, and Brendan. I didn't really know Justin or Brendan going into high school. Jill and I were kind of close. Freshman year, I had a group of like 20 people. I switched around to like 3 different friend groups during that year. It was really bad. You just don't need to involve yourself in unnecessary drama because there's a lot of it. Just remember that even if something happens with your friends, like I promise you'll find the right people. But there's also like some different questions that aren't really related to high school. A lot of people asked about my boyfriend, which I feel like I should probably address at some point or another. I am not gonna make my relationship super public just because it's never been something that I wanted to do. You never know what's gonna happen with a relationship, so I don't want to make it super public and then have something happen because then I have to make the breakup super public. I'd rather just keep everything really private, so I wouldn't expect a boyfriend tag or anything. I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm definitely keeping it very private, and it's always gonna be that way. If you want some small details, we're long distance. That's it. That's the only details. If you guys have more questions, I'll answer them in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on my high school story. Sorry if you were expecting some like major thing, but that's just what happened to me. I got in trouble for stupid reasons. Anyways, that's it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out, homies.